When I woke up this morning, I never thought I was going to find on my X account the perfect example of two things, suicidal empathy and Trump derangement syndrome. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with these concepts, Trump derangement syndrome is this, let's say, insane aversion to Donald Trump. No matter what he does, no matter what the guy does, people are going to hate. People with TDS are going to hate him no matter what. And suicidal empathy are those people who, no matter how bad are their decisions in, let's say, in regards to who they vote for and the policies that those politicians, let's say, approve in their cities and the way they live because of those policies, they still don't care. They kind of like the crime. They like the illegal migrants wreaking havoc in their cities. They like not being able to walk alone at night. They like the degrading of their once high trust society into a shithole. There's no other way to say that. And this is the perfect example of all of that roll into just one tweet. This is quite brilliant. This is Jill Ciminillo, who says, "Dear Donald Trump, I have been carjacked in Chicago with my arm broken. I still don't want you or your troops here. Thanks in advance. By the way, there are no red hats here." And heart emoji with hands. I mean, I have to say, she's very polite about this. As in, that Donald Trump sent the National Guard to Washington, D.C., and has been so quiet, has been so safe since then, that maybe they are thinking about federalizing other cities. Chicago is, it seems to be the next one in this experiment. Because this cannot be perpetual, right? This cannot be forever. You cannot just federalize everything forever. You have to fix, what is wrong. And I think one of the things that is wrong in principle is the people that think like Jill. And by the way, you can imagine the backlash that this tweet had. I have to say that, well, maybe, between that decision, between if you prefer a man or a bear, you would prefer the bear. I tweeted that she would prefer the bear, but the case is that she deleted not only the tweet, but her entire Twitter account. If you're interested and you want to know more about this interesting lady, Jill, and very polite lady as well, she's got a YouTube channel. And well, now that she was talking about carjacking, the channel is about reviewing cars. Now, again, yeah, she's right here on YouTube. You can visit her YouTube channel and check gems like this one. Is the 2025 Acura 80X review. I just went there and I just left. I just left a comment. We are gathered here, brothers and sisters. She deleted her Twitter. Violent youth break her arm and steals her car, blames Donald Trump. Does it come with a free carjacking, that car? And yeah, that's the kind of stuff that is happening, because that's what you get. No matter how polite you try to be, this is moronic. The way that you frame this as if you're being edgy or something, that is not a good idea. You put yourself in the spotlight in the worst possible way. I mean, having a YouTube channel is a positive, great way, but this is a very bad way to attract attention to you and whatever you stand for. And when we say stand for, well, I guess that they like crimes like this, like breaking two suspects in the carjacking attack that left Dodge staffer Big Balls beaten to a pulp, have been released from detention by a D.C. judge. And this is the thing that is happening in the United States. And that's why I always invite you to follow me on my Power Pundit channel, my channel about American politics. And In this case, I hope that those good boys that were released pay the judge a visit to show their gratitude. That is only normal. But in terms of suicidal empathy, we have a real problem in the United States. Not only in the United States, in many parts of the world, as Will Tanner mentions, a good reminder that there are still white leftists, mostly women in South Africa, who support the EFF, even as it chants about wanting to eat them. And eating them is not a metaphor. I'm not going to elaborate on that. Some people just want to end up in the cannibal's pot, and there's nothing you can or should do to save them. Yet you have to just leave it like that. Don't push it. Asmund Gold said it best: the biggest threat to America is not Hamas, Venezuelan gangs, or violent migrants. It's upper middle class, primarily white women who would import all of the above to destroy the country in order to satisfy their suicidal empathy. Now you know what is this about, and how can this be fixed. This is let's say a mindset mentality, but the problem is that since it's a mindset mentality, it means that it has been brainwashing for decades. This is not years. This is decades of brainwashing that you have to accept this as your new reality, which is completely wrong and backwards. We have a nice memes like just TJ, the army vet. To the cities that don't want the National Guard patrolling their streets, I offer this simple solution: stop breaking the law, assholes. And by the way, this is a great meme, but you can make it absolutely awesome if you make this change. I made this change for you, and you just switch Jim Carrey for Sam Kinison. It's gonna be much better. You can hear this meme. You can hear that popping out. So National Guard troops are set to mobilize in 19 states to assist Department of Homeland Security in a sweeping immigration and federal crime crackdown. This is, of course, to help ICE do their job. This is not a permanent solution. This cannot be a permanent solution. The actual solution is to change the mentality of the people who keep protecting criminals and keep saying that ICE is doing some kind of, and Trump is doing some kind of fascism to the United States, when all that they are doing is making America safer. It's that simple. This is what 70, 80 million Americans voted for. And my worry is that 74 million Americans voted against this and are actively against feeling safer in their cities. And they're tweeting about that. And they're saying, Donald Trump, stay away from our cities. We don't want this. And there's the mayor of Chicago saying, oh no, the National Guard has absolutely no authority here. We are fine with our violence, with our crime. That is the problem. That is the problem. I don't know, and that's why I told you that these two concepts, it's both the Trump derangement syndrome and the suicidal empathy. When you combine them, that is a bomb. Because you will reject, you will embrace crime, you will embrace the violence in your streets, you will embrace the anxiety that gives you try to walk alone at night just to, and I don't know, get back at Trump. Oh yeah, I don't want anything to do with Trump. It's that bad. It is that bad. And I try to do my best to make fun of this, like try to do this in an entertainment way, try to show you what is this about. Maybe you can show my videos to your friends, at least the ones that you have not lost to TDS, by the way. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how can maybe we can campaign one day at a time against this insanity, because that is the only way that I think that we can get the country back. World Peace Movement, when you have 20 plus people using fentanyl next to the playground where children are playing, it's time for President Trump to send the National Guard to San Francisco. Correction. It's time for San Franciscans to think about what are they voting for and why their city has become a shithole. It has become a, how to say this, a branch of any third world country. And that is sad to see because San Francisco is a beautiful city. It shouldn't be like this. So ICE is trying to do their job, and they're being confronted with resistance because people don't want their illegal migrants taken away from their cities. Do I get that right? They like the crime, both local and imported, so we can deal with imported crime in so many ways, but you prefer the crime. You prefer the crime. You're sure about that? Are you sure about that? 1,700 National Guard troops are ready to move into 19 states, not 12, but 19. The DC federalization template is live. Read below. There's a lot of things, and of course in DC, amazing, isn't it? No murders in Washington, D.C. in a whole week. You see, folks, this is proof that if you have a commander-in-chief like Donald Trump that takes action, you can secure the border and reduce crime. And that is what this is about. Secure the border, mass deportations, reduce crime, and all make cities safer. Who wouldn't want that? Well, it turns out there are people out there, not only women, crazy women, also crazy beta males that want this. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Battle Language Guy. Much love and bliss.